Go for liftoff in T-minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Gosh, that's swell.
It's a Lowe's Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to another episode of People of Black Talk Radio. We don't have much time because we're going to talk about so many things with William Gonzalez. He's my guest. I'm going to introduce him later, but we're going to start right off the top with a piece that he wants to read right now. And I'm getting excited and ready to talk about what we want to talk about today. So, William Gonzalez, Blue Bubblegum, Black Bubblegum author. Take it away, man. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Victor, for the opportunity. I'm always grateful and thankful for people like you who allow for people like us to fly our voices into the beautiful universe. I'm going to start with a quick little piece entitled Me by Sean Kelly, who is incarcerated in California's Lancaster prison, and it's a piece that is had just published in an anthology entitled Make a Poem Cry. Sean Kelly, Me. I'm losing my mind. Weeks, months, years go by, but I'm frozen in time, crying, praying, hoping, living a nightmare, but somehow my eyes are open. Mad, sad, and angry while my friends are out laughing and joking. Incarcerated, isolated, segregated, physically fit, but mentally whipped. Gagged and bound, crying on the inside. But not a tear falls down. If this were my path, then Lord, take me now. Suicidal, at times homicidal. Trying to fix this broken soul is like solving a puzzle with no fingers and blindfolded. In these few lines is my heart unfolded. Don't enclose it, but hold it in your mind so you know what's in mine. Very few can see, but now you can actually say you know me. That piece was written by Sean Kelly. It's entitled Me, and I'm grateful and thankful for the opportunity to give him a voice out here in the free world while he's incarcerated. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Just so you know, your phone's a little bit muffled. I don't know if you have your phone. I could hear you.
I have my headphones on.
Oh, that's probably why.
What about now?
Can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear me now or no?
I can hear you. I can hear you. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
What it is that I'm on a rooftop and I get some.
Oh, you are. All right. You're on the rooftop. That sounds exciting. Are you overlooking the city of Angels, or what are you looking at right now?
You know what? I do. I can't complain, man. I do have a pretty cool view from this rooftop, man. I can see the Hollywood Hills. I can see downtown LA. I can see all the way around, man. I can see all the way around. I can see downtown towards the west side and stuff like that. You know, so it's not a bad situation. You know what I mean? I can't complain.
But how? Okay, so you're looking at you have a 360-degree view of the city, right?
Really much.
But every okay. But every angle gives you a different perspective, right? A different feeling, right? Like if you're looking north, if you're looking south, if you're looking east, isn't it like that where you are?
Yeah. You know, especially, it's funny that you bring that up because Los Angeles is a very funny city like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very, it's like, how could I say? It's almost, I could say it. It's a calculated economic apartheid setting, is what it is. You know, on one side you have filthy rich people in certain sectors are medium class, middle class, or it used to be middle class, trying to struggle now. Then you got unincorporated sectors. You got all kinds of stuff. Then you got the west side. You got a lot of stuff going on down there. People are being gentrified. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah, it's but it's the city that also gave me life, man. I was born and raised in the city, and I love it. I love Los Angeles, man. Like a fat kid that likes pupusas. A little chubby kid that likes pupusas. That's how I love Los Angeles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you and I are from. We come from different backgrounds, right? You're from Salvador. Your family's from Salvador, right? And then mine is from Peru.
Yes, sir.
But we were both born in America, right? And but I haven't felt an American until recently, right? And I haven't felt this drive for me to perform my First Amendment, to speak up, to get up on the mic, and to say what I have to say without censorship, without people telling me you shouldn't say that here, that's not appropriate, you shouldn't say fuck, you shouldn't say cunt, you shouldn't say, rubber part of pussy, you shouldn't say anything like that because that's very controversial, and oh my God, what are they going to think, and you know what I mean? So it's like, my words are have a meaning and have a you have that example too, where you wanted to say it so loud that you have to spray it, graffiti basically what you wanted to say for people to see. I want to say this today. You know what I mean? And so I feel like I'm finally getting there. You've been there for a while. Because for those that don't know, William and we haven't known each other for a little bit. But before I met him, he was already doing it. He was already getting on the train, spitting poetry in public. 2013, he won the wild card category for. He was a first place winner, right? For Black Bubblegum.
Yes, sir.
He gave it to me, and I told him, I promise you, I was going to give you my first book, and I think I did. And I was like, I still remember that day because I was like, wow, he got me a book. And that really meant a lot to me.
Yeah, I thank you for that, Victor. And what you're talking about is very important, right? We live in a society that tries to censor, how we feel, and they always want to control the narrative, right? That is born inside of all of us, right? We all have narratives inside of us, and as you know, you've met me, since you and I have met, I think you've known that I've been on this mission. I've always talked about the police brutality. I write stories about income inequality. I write violent stories that a lot of people don't want to write about, and it's intriguing to me. And it's intriguing to me that we have come to this cross point where people now want to write about this stuff, right? So I feel proud in a sense that back 2013, I was already printing and publishing unpopular content and putting it out to the world. So for that, I feel I was talking to my daughters about that. I'm like, you always in life, you go with your gut, you go with your instinct, and you stand firm, and you be as real as you can, and you share who you are with the world, whether the world accepts you or not. And never in the history, at least of the United States of America, has it been this important to share, our experiences in America, especially, peruanos, salvadoreños, guatemaltecos, black people. Black people, let me tell you, have led the way forever, man. Forever. They've been leaders, man. They've been leaders in so many different avenues for other people of color, and including poor white people. I mean, the Black Lives Matter movement there's something like just you and I were talking about. We could trace that back to way back many years back, right? But the popular and like the not the popular, but like the 60s and then the 90s and then to the 2020. We talk about this period only because there's uprisings, only because people decide, come out again, right? So it's a very interesting dynamic because it's like a fire that gets turned on, turned off, turned on, turned off, turned off, turned on, like that, right? But it seems, in my experience, it seems that 2020, there's so much charcoal in the fire that the fire's not turning off, bro. There's a lot of heat, and so that's it's very important. So it's very important that, like you said, like that we get out of our comfort zone and challenge some of these stereotypes and stand up for what we believe is right. I think it's important. It's right. We live in America, right? We're supposed to be able to do that. We live in the United States of America, right? That's what we're supposed. We have the right to do that, right?
Well, since 1865, we were supposed to be all free and all equal, but as we can tell, and the thing is this, the crazy part, right? This has been happening, and it's like a 30 year explosion every 20, 30 years, and I noticed that pattern. But we are getting closer and closer and closer now. It's like we can't wait another 30 years, man. I'm already 47.
No.
I'm not gonna make it to the next explosion, and if I do, I want to be out in the streets screaming and yelling and fuck it. I'm go for it because what it is, William, when I came to this country, because I was born here but not raised here, when I came to this country, I tried to play by the rules. I tried to play by the rules, and I tried and I tried and I tried. Now, I am not black, but my best friend right now is black, and he's afraid for his life. And I cannot go with him wherever I want to go because he feels threatened by the cops, right? And I'm learning so much right now because I was not educated in this country to know that there's a disparity, inequality in the U.S. of A. I always thought it was everybody's equal in L.A. Everybody's equal in California. Everybody's equal in the North, in Estados Unidos. But I get here and I get shocked every fucking time. And now I'm getting shocked every fucking day or every other hour because you hear another shooting or you hear another, justice for George and justice for Ashmad and for, Sandra. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck's going on? And this is like nonstop. And now we have the 3 lynchings because that's not a suicide in Victorville and Palmdale. And I'm like, I am done. And I'm crying, dude. Because
it's a 14, man. Yeah, it's let it out, brother, because it's not easy, man. It's not easy, brother. It's not easy, Victor.
Yeah.
Victor, when I was say roughly 11 years old, I was walking down the street, and I just I was just walking down the street, and an LAPD vehicle pulled up right next to me, and the blue-eyed guy with the white skin, he told me, hey boy. I say, excuse me. He said, hey boy, where you going? He said, hey boy, where you going? And I said, I'm going home. He said, where you live? And I told him I live like 2 blocks away, man. He said, where you from? I said, what do you mean where I'm from? And he said, yeah, where you from? And I told him, I'm from the United States, man. So I'm like, I was a little kid, man, 11 years old, roughly 11, 12.
Right.
So he gets off the car, the other dude gets off the car, and they said, get on the wall, or get on the fence. They threw me up against the fence, and they told me to put my hands behind my back and all this stuff. And they slapped handcuffs. The first time I ever got handcuffs slapped on me was then. He slapped handcuffs on me. And he said, where you from, man? What gang you from? You know, because I lived in a very gang-infested neighborhood, right? There was a bunch of gangs, actually, in my neighborhood. But I was a little kid. I wasn't part of no gangs. I was just, I think I was coming back from school. I had one of those PG folders folded up in the back of my pocket, you know what I mean? I was innocent as fuck, man. And next thing you know, man, I'm getting roughed up, man, up against the fence. And, you know, they gave me this big old talk and all this crap and, you know, this, and you're going to be a gangster, you ain't shit, blah, all this crap shit, you know, I'll throw you in this neighborhood, all this. Long story short, they let me go, but it gave me my first taste of how brutal the police could be at an early age. They instilled fear in me, to be honest with you, at an early age. I was scared of the police, but I was also angry at the police, you know, and I was always angry at them because I'm like, damn, and then I started, like, becoming more aware of what they were doing in my community. You know, I grew up in a poor, transient, working class community, a community where a lot of people from different countries landed. So I grew up with a lot of kids from different backgrounds, from, you know, Peruanos, Colombianos, Guatemaltecos, Salvadoreños, Mexicanos, of course. Mexicanos were already here. I grew, you know, in many different countries, Nicaragua, Honduras, all these places, right? And I saw what the Los Angeles Police Department got away with during those times. They were the most brutal gang that I've ever seen in my life. They used to beat down working class, just regular men coming off of work. They used to plant crack cocaine on youngsters that they couldn't catch doing anything but were tired of seeing them on the street. You know, I've seen, since I've been young, I'd say I could go back to, 91, 92, when I remember they shot and killed the kid named Valerio, last name Valerio. They used to call him Quiz. They shot him in the back, right? This is the time where there wasn't really videos, right? They shot him in the back. They handcuffed him. And we, as a community, gathered around just witnessing him laying there on the concrete, shot in his back with handcuffs. And I remember him, like, he was pleading, like, help me, help me. He kept saying, help me, help me. He kept saying that, and then the community got really quiet, and people were watching from the balconies. They were watching from the street. They were angry. They're like, let him go, help him, help him. And I remember him taking his last, like, almost his last words. He was, help me, and then he got really quiet, and I felt like I saw the spirit leave. Like the spirit, like, left Los Angeles up into the air, man. And then, so for me, it started like in those times in the 90s, and then the riots kicked off in 92. And I was a street by that time. I was a street teenager. By that time, I wasn't that little kid no more. I was already mad. I'm like, nah, fuck you, fuck the police, man. They've been getting away with too much shit. And I remember that the sound in the air in my community in Los Angeles was different. And I saw a lot of people running that I had never seen. It was like a revolution of people just running down the street, massive amounts of people running everywhere and breaking into all kinds of businesses, and everything started lining up on fire. To this, I'll say this. But when I was walking through the people, I felt some sort of liberation, man. I feel like, damn, finally, they're gonna fucking listen to us. This destruction. But you know, during those times, we didn't know that burning down our own communities was as terrible as it is, right? So now, it's crazy because now in the 2020 movement, the generations of today are so smart that they've brought the heat to places where people have been too comfortable for too long. This came down to the west side, to Beverly Hills, to many affluent or so-called affluent areas in Los Angeles, and they brought all these marches and protests this year. And you know what I love about that? You know what I love about that, Victor? Is that Black Lives Matter, has disrupted the tranquility of a lot of people in Los Angeles and across the United States of America. And sometimes you have to disrupt the tranquility of those who are considered affluent, those who turn their eyes and their cheeks away while people are suffering. So for that, hey, big ups to the Black Lives Matter movement, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand this. Is that the Black Lives Matter movement means more than the Black Lives Matter movement. It means more. They're representing, they're so smart that they're representing for everybody. They're representing for people of all, including everybody, including white people.
They're coming for us. They're that's what they said. They're coming. We're gonna fight for your next. You know, for Latinos. We're gonna fight for everybody, like Filipinos, Vietnamese, everybody, man, from every, and that's why people from all over the world. And I saw Berlin, you know, and I see Australia, and I see London, and I see, I don't know, any South American places or Central American places. But I think they see it. They see it clear as day, unlike the Karens of the world that don't see it, who are here in America. But you know what? We're coming after them too, because we're recording you bitches. Whether it's in Central Park, whether you're, you know, walking your dog and you feel threatened by us, whether it's, you know, you're in the Starbucks and you want your coffee now, and you can be on the line, and you just, you know, whatever. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, we're watching everybody, and we're not going to stop until we get everything we want. We have to demand it now. We're not going to ask for it. We have to demand it as Americans, because we are Americans. We're not second-class citizens. I thought I was lesser than before, than other white Americans. But you know what? I am a fucking American. I may have been raised in Peru, but I was also born here. And whether I was born here or not, whether it was legalized or whatever, right? If I'm here, I deserve to be here, and this is my home. Just like everybody who's out in the street, this is our home, right? And so we have to fight, because if they tell us not to go outside because you're not wearing a mask, or don't go here and don't go there because, you know, we're gonna block it out because there's a murder scene, you shouldn't see this because, you know, and then the press is being pushed away because they don't want them to see the real news. So anyway, my point is, I'm tired, and that's why I was emotional, and I'm still emotional because I'm in mourning for everybody, you know, Brianna and George, and I recently got into Rayshard Brooks, you know, from Atlanta, Georgia, and the people from Victorville, you know, that are demanding what's going on with this lynching / suicide, whatever the hell. And I'm tired. I don't want to, and I'm going through San Bernardino because I have to go. You know where I have to go, to my cabin. And San Bernardino right now is another. You know what I mean? It's not just here in LA, and so we just have to educate ourselves. You know, and defend our rights and speak up. Because if we don't do it now, we're never going to do it.
Absolutely. And I think you brought up a great point earlier. You talked about, you know, that you're living your life and that you now feel how important it is to get involved. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I've been in mourning all my life. See? I've been in mourning all my life, brother. You know, I love people. I have a lot of love in me. You know, I am part of a fabric of the working class, and I love people, man. I love people of all walks of life, man, and there's no reason why I should be, you know, in my early 40s now, and have to have witnessed and been involved been involved in seeing all this violence throughout my life, man. And so you're right. I think we have to continue to educate ourselves and stand for what we believe is right. Right? We have this thing right now where there's a hashtag defund the police, and a lot of people who don't like to hear those words don't understand that defunding the police doesn't necessarily mean getting rid of the police completely, right? They're talking about reallocating funds for other things in the community. There's a lot of youth that need, you know, services. There's a lot of homeless people in our city, in across the United States of America that need services. What we're doing to our elderly in our society, Victor, is ridiculous. We're not doing. We have too much money going to militarize systemic racism, systemic racist systems that have too much money and too much power for a society that needs more than we need other. We need to, like the Black Lives Matter people say, but not just the Black Lives Matter movement people state. But if you go back, if you heard Luis Rodriguez speak before, he's always talked about reimagining. We need to reimagine many of the systems that are in place so that they can meet the needs of our society. You see? That's imperative. So there's defunding, also there's an inclusion in there of reimagining other ways to solve issues. 2 days ago, I believe, they killed a kid. The sheriffs killed a kid named Andres Guardado, rest in peace, in Gardena. 18 years old, Victor. Okay,
What's he
doing? He ran away from the police. He ran away from the police because he got scared. He was a security guard. Check the story out. He ran away from them, and let me tell you something. If he ran away from them, even if he had a gun, that situation could have been dealt differently. And this is where I'm going with this. Chasing a kid down like that, right, when he's running away from you, right? Let's reimagine a new way of dealing with a situation like that. But shooting the kid in the back and taking a life of a young boy, I don't care what color the boy is, taking his life and not giving him the opportunity to live life, you see, that kind of violence in a society needs to stop. It needs to stop. So that's where the reimagining comes in. We need to set up teams that go out and maybe deal with a situation that might be confrontational. But let's give these kids who are graduating with sociology and psychology degrees the opportunity to apply what they've learned in the classrooms out here in society. And I tell you what, I'm pretty sure, man, that we put those kids out there to deal with mental illness and all the stuff that's affecting our society. I believe, man, that we can do better, man. We can have happier and healthier communities for the future. You know, I'll stop there because I can continue to keep going on this stuff. But it's just I'm passionate about it. You know,
to your point.
You know?
I wanted to add something to your point because you're talking about, the kids, right? And I've been watching a documentary, which I recommend for whoever's listening to this podcast. Go to YouTube. Actually, it's on YouTube also, but it's on BET. It's called Finding Justice, right? And they have the six-part documentary, and they talk about, the police brutality and all that. But they also talk about how the cops, the police, is in the schools, and the police are terrorizing our kids right from the get-go as soon as they get into inside the schools. And of course, it's not Beverly Hills, right? It's not going to happen in Pasadena, right? It's happening to the what they call them, low income, whatever, project, whatever areas. I don't even want to call. It's just LA, but so from that point, I think that kid was ready because he already knew them. He already knew what they're capable of, right? And you see this every day. You know what happens when they pull you off the car by your chains or by the hair, through the windshield or whatever. You see it on TV. You see it on TikTok. You see it on Instagram. You see it everywhere, right? So you know you have to run for your life, okay? That's called survival. And that's not a crime. That's not a crime.
No.
You haven't been found guilty of anything. Right, exactly. And just like it wasn't a crime for the other girl that was at home, or the other person that was just sleeping. He was the guy from Wendy's, Ray Sharp. He was sleeping it off in a Wendy's parking lot. What's the crime? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no crime. What is the crime? You don't know what the crime is yet, and you just stop us and you have your gun already pulled out at them because you fear for your life. Come on, you have the gun, dude. So it's like I am done watching these videos, but it's the same thing. And they keep saying the police say the same thing is that, well, you know, we fear for our lives because, you know, our lives matter, blue lives matter, whatever. And so, you know, when you go home though, you take off your blue T-shirt, and you're no longer blue, dude. You're the same color as we are, and forget about color. God has no color. So stop calling people by their color, okay? And then we can stop calling you pigs the minute that you stop calling us by names like that, by the N word, by the wetback word, or whatever word you use, because I know that they have different codes for us, and I heard their radio transmissions. Anyway, I can go on too. So let's just wrap it up because. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And one of you know how like you say that they have these codes and all this stuff, right? Another thing that needs to stop is that they call everybody that they murder a suspect. Everybody's a suspect. I don't know if you noticed it. And then the news outlets, they also need to make corrections in the language that they speak on TV and they articulate in newspapers, right? Because everybody is called a suspect. Everybody's a suspect. You could be hanging out, just having a beer in your balcony, and you're a suspect. And that kind of language needs to stop. Because you got to understand that language is part of the system, the systemic racism. That's part of it, you know what I mean? So it's like you're already criminalizing somebody, and they haven't done anything. You're criminalizing civilians. You haven't done anything. You're already calling them a suspect. Then you give the information to the news media. The news media reports it as some kind of somebody doing something. When in a lot of these cases, a lot of these dudes ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So those type of things need to stop. You know. But with that being said, you know, the police brutality is something that it's going to be a lot of work, man. A lot of work, man. And so, but I'm grateful and thankful, man, that I have kind of been mentored by some dudes that you know, some great maestros that have been you know, dealing in the, you know, meeting and coming up with creative solutions to try to come up with better ways. You know what I'm saying, Victor? We can always do better, right, Victor?
I'm sorry. Well, I didn't hear the last part. What was the last part you said?
No, I just said that we can always do better, right? We can always work and we can always try to do better. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I'm happy about that. I was going to tell you So are we? Is the podcast coming to an end pretty soon? Because we've been on here for a minute.
No, we still got a few. We still got a few minutes. If you want to do. Well, let us know about the make a poem cry, because I know that's coming up, right?
Oh well, yeah. I'll talk a little bit about it's an anthology. It's been printed by Tia Chucha Press, and it got the Art for Justice Fund is backing them up, and the University of Northwestern is also in the mix of this beautiful anthology, and of course it's entitled "Make a Poem Cry," and it's a creative writing from California's Lancaster prison, and it was edited by Kenneth E. Hartman and Luis J. Rodriguez. And I think what's important and beautiful about that type of work is a work that is usually lonely work out here in the free society, because not nobody, but a lot of people forget about the 2.4 million brothers and sisters that are incarcerated in America, right? And for us to have the opportunity, right? Listen to this. For us to have the opportunity, right, to read a poem, read a story from brothers that are incarcerated, and give life to those voices, free those voices for those who are incarcerated, man, that to me is I was honored when they Tia Chucha asked me if I would participate in the project. I told them absolutely I would. And reading that poem by Sean Kelly earlier, just reading that poem, it made me feel like I was hearing his voice, at least while his physical was incarcerated. I feel good because I gave his mind, his spirit, his soul, and the thinking, his mind, I gave it freedom, at least for the few minutes that I read his piece. So, yeah, Make a Poem Cry is a beautiful anthology. And I think celebrating Words Festival in Sylmar, California, they're gonna have a video of me. It's like 4 of us that are reading. They made us record us reading the poem live. So we recorded ourselves reading the poem live, and we submitted it to them via Zoom or via recording. And because we have to do celebrating the Words Festival in by way of Tia Chucha this year via the internet, what great way to share poetry there by recording ourselves. So I recorded myself reading Sean Kelly's poem, and I sent it to them. And you know what I did is I kept my mask on. So that I can also reflect the times. I had the mask on while I'm reading so that I can also reflect the times that we're living in the world today. So, yeah, it's an interesting project, and I'm very, very, very grateful, man. You know, very grateful and for the opportunity. And I think a lot of these doors have opened up for me always because I've always been taught to be humble, be grateful, and be unapologetic too. We have to be unapologetic sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm happy, and I'm grateful. And hopefully, check it out when you get a chance. I think the Celebrating Words Festival is I don't know if it was this weekend. It might be this weekend or next weekend. I don't even I lose track of so many days because I got so many things going on. But check it out when you get a chance. Check it out. It's gonna be interesting. Very interesting, man.
Okay. Hey, William, I have to really go because I have to go to the ER right now. Something just happened. I apologize. I have to cut this short. Yeah. So
hey, go ahead and take care of your business.
Yeah. Sorry about this, but it just happened. It just happened. So
no worries.
I usually do a little thing at the end, but I have to go. But I do thank you for calling once again. Once again, I'll call you later. I'll do that because something just happened. So.
You got it, brother. Hey,
right.
prayers to you and your family. Hopefully everything turns out well, man. Take care.
Okay, thank you. To you too. Bye-bye.
I would like to thank once again William Gonzalez. You're amazing. You're my brother. I love you so much. I'm sorry I had to go so quickly. And for those that are listening, I apologize. I had to, anyways, head out to the hospital. But it's okay. Everything's fine. Nobody got hurt. And I just want to remind you guys to follow my page for updates. Click like, subscribe, and also be on the lookout for the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna have more guests. I'm gonna have more amazing poets. I'm gonna have artists come, and also I encourage you all to contact me if you want to be on the air and share your poetry and share your thoughts, and just you know, give me your feedback. Yeah, give me your feedback. Give me your thoughts on the current U.S. The climate, the political climate, the civil rights movement climate that's going on right now, which is very similar to what was happening to the Black Panthers back in 1968, and it keeps happening. So I love y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And again, you didn't see this coming, guys.